So welcome back to the very impressive Impact Complex here in Bangkok. Host venue for 3 consecutive tournaments on the HSBC BWF World Tour. And we're on day 2 of competition, but the first round action of all matches. We played the top half of the draw yesterday, Tuesday, Wednesday, today. It's the bottom half of all 5 draws. And we have just one more match to come, and it features the 2-time former champion, the number 4 seed Ratchanok Intanon, up against Yeo Jia Min of Singapore. So Ratchanok Intanon has actually been in the final 4 times, twice the champion, at 4 finals. In fact, we started the tournament with 3 former champions, and this is the 3rd section of the draw, 3rd quarter, and Intanon, as you can see, in the same section as Ansi Young, and if you were with us earlier you would have seen her in action against Sonia Chia 2 straight games. So the other 2 former champions in the women's singles draw, in the top half of the draw, the 2015 winner Sung Ji Hyung and the 2012 winner Saina Nehwal. And Saina Nehwal is playing today, which sort of contradicts what I was just telling you about the first round matches from the top half of the draw being played yesterday, and many of you will have read that she tested positive, and it is because she's had COVID in the past, but she was cleared to play because she then had negative tests. And here is the queen of Thai badminton,
1-2.
Ratchanok Intanon. Won the title in 2013 and 2017. Was beaten in the final the last time that there was a Thailand Open, which was 2019, and actually first reached the final losing to Saina Nehwal in that 2012 final. So for Ratchanok Intanon, making her 10th appearance here at her home event. First time was 2008 when she lost in the qualifying as a 13-year-old. Can you believe it? Well, you can, because she was so extraordinary, so young, wasn't she? She won 3 World Junior Championships. And this, as you can see, is the 3rd meeting between these 2 players. And the previous 2, both won by Ratchanok Intanon. The last time they played was the quarterfinal of the World Championships. And it was the World Championships where Yeo Jia Min actually made a huge name for herself, because in the 2nd round of the World Championships she beat the number 1 seed Akane Yamaguchi in 2 straight games. So the World Championships, where she beat her opponent of today, she ended up with the bronze medal, this lady. But of course she had won a gold medal at the World Championships in Guangzhou in 2013. So both these players, in my opinion, lovely skills, lovely racket work. Yeo Jia Min will turn 22 next month. Born in Singapore, but both her parents come from Malaysia. Making her 2nd appearance here, lost in the 2nd round 5 years ago. And when she reached the quarterfinal of the World Championships in Basel, she became the first female player from Singapore ever in a quarter-final of World Championships. So Ratchanok Intanon, 25 years of age, so she'll turn 26 next month. Former world number 1, 2 wonderful weeks in 2016 after she won 3 Super Series tournaments in 3 weeks. The Indian Open, Malaysian Open and the Singapore Open. That was quite extraordinary for singles players to win 3 times. Well, I do beg your pardon there. There was a slight technical hitch, and what I was saying when we were just interrupted there was that for Ratchanok Intanon to win 3 titles in 3 weeks, I can't even remember Lee Chong-wei doing that, but I know that he contested 2 finals in 2 weeks, 12 times in his career, winning 2 titles in 2 weeks, 5 times in his career. But whether he ever won 3 titles in 3 weeks, I'm not sure. It's quite extraordinary.
Yeah, it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my
I
right,
think Srikant has been in 3 finals, winning 2 and losing 1. But was it consecutive weeks? No, it probably
I
wasn't.
don't think it was consecutive
No.
weeks. He won 2 titles in 2 weeks, twice in 1 year.
Ratchanok Intanon to serve. The ball.
So the 2-time former champion, far end of the court as we're looking down, getting this first round match underway.
Service over. 1 love.
Oh, that's gone wide as well.
2 love.
Oh yes, that's a nice little block.
Service over.
The obvious shot was playing it straight, but she managed to play it cross court.
2.
Well, started last year very well, did this young lady. Won the Indonesian Masters, beating Carolina Marin in 3 games in the final. She also started 2019 very well when she won the Malaysian Masters. That, in fact, was her second consecutive title at the Malaysian Masters. So she obviously enjoys playing well at the beginning of the year, or is able to play well.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to see Ratchanok in this tournament here, because I think she really is a wonderful player to watch with her technical skills and her on-court appearance and so on. And I feel that she might be in really good shape. I hope she's in really good shape. The Thai players, they've known for a while that BWF and the Thai government and the organization here in Bangkok, they were working towards playing these 3 tournaments in a bubble here, and that must have been a huge motivation for all the Thai players.
Yeah, good point.
We saw her 2 years ago during the Yuba Cup lead the home nation to the first ever final, and silver medalists beating reigning champions China in the semi-final, where she got her first ever win against Chen Yufei, so she knows how to play well in this arena.
Oh, that's nicely done, isn't it?
Service over. 4-3.
Oh yes.
She's also shown, Jill, in the last 2.5 years that she was, in fact, the only player who was able to challenge Tai Tzu Ying at that point where Tai Tzu Ying was extremely dominant, 5, 6, 7 tournaments where she was in the final. It was Ratchanok who, when she was in good shape, could get the better of Tai Tzu Ying.
Service over. 4-5.
Oh my goodness. Now, we've often talked about her lovely stroke
Service
production,
over.
but in that rally there was a couple of punch clears like
Yeah.
that, virtually no follow through. Did you see that?
Yeah.
And I think that's a new shot. I don't think I've really seen that so much from her.
No,
Look
she
at that.
She was using a lot of power, and you can see even though she's able to sort of break the trajectory, Yeo Jia Min, she's not able to do anything about it because there's so much quality. If it gets just a little tiny bit higher, then it's a fantastic shot.
Service over.
Yeah, and we've often discussed it, Jill, that she's added to her game from time to time. There was a point where she wasn't playing the follow-ups particularly well on the front court, and she definitely added that to her game. I think, fortunately, she's been bugged by injuries very often.
6.
So we haven't had those long periods where she's been in really good shape in recent years.
I suppose that's one of the very few drawbacks of being so good at such a young age. I mean, winning the World Senior title at just 18 years of age. For so long, she's been putting her body through incredible stress because from such a young age, she's been going through to finals of tournaments.
Yeah, and that's why I'm looking forward to see her here, because I hope that this lockdown with no tournaments could have benefited her, that she's getting her body back in good shape, and then there's the question about being match fit or having the tournament experience and so on, and that's where I hope that the motivation for playing here on home soil would do the trick, so that if we're lucky, she's one of the favorites to win this tournament.
Yeah.
Service over. 7, 8.
Oh, nice block.
So long.
We haven't really talked awfully much about Yeo Jia Min so far, have we? But I introduced her, Steen, saying that she's hugely talented, lots of lovely skills, and I think in a way, the first time I saw her play, she reminded me a little bit of Tai Su Ying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a super angle, just inside the line.
Service over.
I haven't seen her play that much, but I know that she's actually played in the Danish Badminton League for the same club as Anders Antonsen, whom we just saw lose. She played in the club that he grew up in, a couple of team matches or 4. Of course, there's a long way to travel from Singapore for team matches, so it hasn't been that much.
Oh yeah, that was in. That was a little bit naughty of Yeo Jia Min. Just spread her arms to maybe try and influence the line judge. But in my opinion, that was clearly in. Yep, indeed it was. Oh, my goodness, that's a great shot.
Service over. 9, 10.
good rally.
Oh, what a backhand. That's extraordinary, that backhand. To set up the rally from Ratchanok Intanon. And she goes to the mid-game interval with a 2-point advantage. But look at that! My goodness, that was a... I don't think you'll see much better than that, will you, Steen?
No.
Brilliant.
หายใจลึกๆถ้าเขาจี้ปุ๊บเมย์เอาลงเลยตลอดเวลาเขาดันมาแน่นอนเพราะฉะนั้นเมย์มีจี้ดักหรือเอาลงก่อนครับถ้าเขาจี้ปุ๊บเมย์ลงคอร์สจี้ปุ๊บเมย์ล
So
ง
Steen, as we can't understand
รอเขาที่ได้
and Sherry Shook,
ลูกหน้ามี
her
เข้า
coach,
ไม่ต้องไปรอ
my little quiz question for you today.
Yeah.
You've been waiting all day for this, haven't you?
I have.
Yes, only one player from Singapore has ever won a title here at the Thailand Open. Who was that?
One player, so it must be a singles player.
Yep.
11, 9,
Ronald Susilo?
Oh, yes, we're 1-1. Well done. Do you remember what year?
No.
It was 18 years ago, 2003, and he beat Boonsak Ponsana of Thailand in the final.
Did Boonsak, did he ever win
He
the
did.
Super Series?
Oh, a Super Series. He certainly won here,
Okay, yeah.
but I think it was a Grand Prix Gold in those days.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
play.
Because he was in the final of Singapore a number of times.
And he did win Singapore, you're right. I think he was in 5 finals in Singapore.
Thought about
Boonsak.
renaming it to Boonsak Open.
I think he's a trained solicitor now,
Yeah.
isn't he?
First over,
Or lawyer,
10,
whatever they call them
11.
over here. A legal buff. That's nice, isn't it?
first over, 12,
I think
10.
she's done a good job, Yeo Jia Min, of keeping the scoreline close, but she's mostly been reacting to what Ratchanok has been doing, and I think she needs to try and take a little bit more initiative, not necessarily from the beginning of rallies, but eventually, because otherwise I feel it's just a matter of time before Ratchanok gets settled in here.
13, 10.
Oh, well reached. Oh, nice backhand. How did she win that rally?
First
That's
over,
amazing.
Fantastic retrieval.
11,
Fantastic retrieval.
30.
And the other possibility is, of course, that Ratchanok gets impatient, that Yeo Jia Min simply gets too much back at her, and she's not capable of keeping the same shot quality for the long
First
rallies.
over, 14, 11.
Tried a really
11.
accurate defense there, Yeo Jia Min, but lacked a little bit. Tried to guide it over and make Ratchanok run the long diagonal.
Yeah, there's the punch clear again.
First over,
You're right though, Steen. I mean, that rally, it was Ratchanok that was dictating the pace and commanding the rally the whole way through. And Yeo Jia Min just having to react to it.
And then again, I guess it's mostly the case when Ratchanok is playing, that she is trying to go for initiative, and
Well, 50.
if the quality of what comes back is too good, then so must be it. But that's her playing style. And there's not a whole lot that can put pressure on her, because she simply seems to have so many choices from almost any position. You can try, if you're watching at home, to see if you can guess what is the next shot.
Yeah.
In the split seconds before Ratchanok is going to execute.
Well, $17, 12. That's over. 13, 17.
Did win a title last year. I beg your pardon, of course it wasn't last year, because we're now in 2021, aren't we? I was thinking of 2019. Yeo Jia Min won the Hyderabad Open, which is the Super 100 event. That was
That's over.
deception on the return of
18,
serve. The
30.
deception that you were talking about just a moment ago. I mean, it's all shots. I notice it particularly with the overhead shots with Ratchanok, but it's really all of her shots. Can't tell what's coming.
I remember talking to Tina Bown when she was in
That's over.
the later stages of her career, and Ratchanok was in the beginning of hers, and Tina didn't have a really good head-to-head against Ratchanok. She said, I simply can't see where she's hitting it. I can't see it.
Yeah. And yet Tina Bown beat her in the final of the All England. Tina Bown's last ever tournament, wasn't it?
Yeah, she did, but I suspect Ratchanok was quite nervous at that time at the prospect of being the first Thai women's singles player to win the All England.
First Thai,
Ever?
any player,
Oh,
any
yeah.
discipline.
I thought that might be the case, but I didn't want to push my luck.
On court 2, mixed double, Tan Kian Ming and Lai Pei from Malaysia
Another good rally.
versus
I from time to time
NMS
criticise
and Linda
Ratchanok
Efron
for
from
not
Germany.
being an efficient player, and it's a critique that comes with appreciation as well, because it's nice to see play like this from both players, because it takes two players to create a good match, but it's nice to see
Daruni Masapong from
Ratchanok
Thailand.
playing in the original meaning of the word, playing badminton. You can almost see that she's having fun on court, and she's just so delightful to watch. There's different players that I enjoy watching for different reasons, but the aesthetical play of
19, 50.
Ratchanok is amazing.
Ambitious.
20, game point, 50.
Game point opportunities then for the former champion, Ratchanok Intanon.
Game.
Only needed the one opportunity.
First
And
game,
opening game,
won by Ratchanok
21-15.
Intanon, 21-15.
On court 3, women's single. Yvonne Lee from Germany
19 minutes for that opening game.
versus
Full stretch on that
Hadia
defensive shot.
Hosni from
Yeo Jia Min.
Egypt.
ปึ้งปึ้งปึ้งจะปุ๊บได้ แต่เวลาเมย์เร่งขาไปตีทั้งแขน
อัมพร
แล้วลูกหน้าเหมือนกัน
พระบิดาอัศวโคศกของไทย
ถ้าพี่บอกเข้าถึงตรงไหน เข้าถึงปุ๊บตีตรงนั้นเลย
from Belgium
แค่นั้นแหละอ๋อมันมีแล้วแต่เวลา
一定要弹过人，一定要弹过人。为什么呢？因为你不弹过人，你没有节奏回来准备他的球嘛，对不对？记得你要让他去跑开他4个点，所以你的直标一直抽他，不需要，可是lock他勾他，前面拿快点，因为你前面拿低，他就是被你开了，他就准备电视转你第二拍嘛，对呀，那你太不强了。
ที่แบบแต่ไม่ใช่ว่าพื้นที่แบบว่าเขาวิ่งมาข้างหน้าฮะเขาต้องอยู่ประมาณข้างหน้ามีเอาลงสั้นๆเนี่ยพื้นที่มันยังมีให้เขาเล่นได้ ไปหลักมันก็ได้ฝั่งนี้ต้างลมนะ
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Second game. Love all. Play.
Just long.
1 love. Service over. 1 all.
Good shot.
2 1.
Excellent defensive shot by Yeo Jia Min. Ratchanok was there, but she wasn't expecting that high quality shot. There's another one.
Three, 1. Yes.
Nice block. Oh my goodness.
Wait.
Brilliant.
Service over.
That's very well played by the former
2
champion.
3.
Made her opponent spin around. Moving side to side.
There's one of the perfect examples of which way is this one coming.
Yeah.
Just cannot tell.
No, and just 2 rallies ago she was made to move side to side. So this time it was twice in the same side. So very
Clever.
very difficult to predict.
Service over. 4-3.
Oh yes, well played.
Service
Outmanoeuvred her
4,
opponent in that rally,
4.
Ratchanok Intanon. That's the one that did the damage. Little hold and flick deep into the forehand corner.
Five, 4.
Do you see what I mean about Yeo Jia
Service
Min
over.
looking a little bit
5,
like Tai Su Ying?
4.
Movement in some of her shots? No?
No,
You don't see it?
Not really.
Oh, I do. Yes, well taken. Well set up,
Service
really.
over.
Yeah.
6, 5. Yes.
I have a feeling that there's at least one extra gear from Intanon if needed. The way she carries herself on court at the moment.
Service over. 6, all.
That's careless.
7,
That was a golden opportunity.
Eight, 6. Service over.
That's an acute angle, isn't it?
And it was even shorter than the first one she returned, Yeo Jia Min. Opens up the full court even if she gets it back.
Seven, 8.
It's a big wind up for that
Eight,
high serve, isn't it,
all.
from Ratchanok? I mean,
Yeah.
that not quite as big as Susie Susanti. Do you remember that wind
Yeah.
up for her high serve?
There was also a Japanese player who had sort of like a golf-like swing. Was it Takako Ida or something? I'm
Yeah.
not sure that's the right player, but there was a Japanese player. It was really fun watching her.
good smash towards the right
First
hip.
over, 9-8.
Looked like she was contemplating a challenge, Yeo Jia Min, but if you think about it, it's almost too late. It's
Yeah,
long.
definitely long. That was a short serve. About the double service line, that high serve from Ratchanok. Got
10-9.
away with it.
Service over, 10.
I wonder how
all.
many of Yeo Jia Min's points she's actually won.
That's
This-
very few.
That's, well, yes, that she's hit a winning shot
Yes.
rather than an error
It's
from
an error
Ratchanok.
from Ratchanok, most
Yeah.
of them, I think.
Service over,
So
11-10.
it is
in the
indeed
wall.
Ratchanok Intanon who has the lead, but it's only 1 point lead here in the mid-game interval of the second game.
In terms of these points for Yeo Jia Min, we can always discuss which of the errors are forced errors and which are unforced errors. It's very, very difficult to decide.
ลูกมาเร็วเลย1 ที2 ขึ้นก็ได้1 2 ขึ้น1 2 ขึ้น ไม่ใช่แบบลูกมาปึ้งขึ้นอย่างเดียวขึ้นอย่างเดียวบางทีไม่ถึงอ่ะนะแล้วละเอียดหน่อยบางทีลูกง่ายๆแล้วแบบเราได้เปรียบแล้วอะแล้วเราไปยืนรับอะเราออกลูกได้เปรียบแต่เราไปยืน
20 seconds.
You know, when I first saw the draw, I thought this could be a tricky encounter for Ratchanok Intanon. I didn't think for one moment it would be a foregone conclusion as to the outcome.
No, I'm not certain it is, but it certainly looks like Ratchanok is going to prevail. We discussed the beauty of her playing style, but I also think that there's a little bit too many loose shots, and I think it could benefit her to play a little bit more efficient. You never know when it just costs the game. Oh, didn't she touch the net or what?
Well, it wasn't called.
No. Maybe it was the shuttle.
Oh, yeah, I did see the net movement there. It must have been the shuttle. Let's have another look at that. Difficult to tell from that
It
angle.
was difficult. Maybe the umpire had the same difficulties and then there should be no call.
No, and Ivo Castle is a very experienced
over.
umpire, isn't he?
He is.
11-12.
That's a beautiful, beautiful shot. The disguise
over.
punch
Yeah.
clear across court.
13.
On the line.
With a jump, actually, the punch clear.
So she could have played that short cross drop that earlier hurt Yeo Jia Min. She could have played a smash down the line.
Oh yes, that's nice. What a great response.
I actually think she's played really well from under a little bit of pressure and that deep forehand, Yeo Jia Min. Remember the occasions where she's hit a hard flat shot, taking Ratchanok by surprise this time across. So I think she's got that forehand corner pretty nicely covered.
This is a good rally. Good intensity from Yeo Jia Min. Yeah. Forced to play the backhand from deep in court is usually a sign the player is under pressure.
Yes.
And one of the things that are fun sometimes when watching a match, and take a player and try and see from each shot whether you think the player is the favorite to win the rally or not. And I don't think Yeo Jia Min was the favorite to win the rally on any of those shots in the rally there. So that's what's a little bit disturbing sometimes.
That's gone long.
Yeah. Well, I can officially say now that I have absolutely no idea how the drift is.
I've put a seed of doubt in your mind, haven't I?
Yeah, and that's the worst thing.
No, sorry, Steen.
Yeah, but for the players.
Yeah. It's difficult for the players if it's changing from day to day, and it is definitely warmer in here today, so they haven't got the aircon on quite so high.
No. And that's the most difficult thing, actually, when the conditions change from day to day.
Great retrieving. What a rally. Oh!
Oi, that's a good shot.
Yeah.
Excellent play.
Service over.
Applause from her coach as well. Clearly the best proactive rally that I've seen Yeo Jia Min play.
Yeah, that was a delightful cross-court slice, wasn't it? And just going back briefly to your point about the drift, if conditions change, and of course with the aircon not on so high, then there isn't so much wind in the hall, because part of what's causing the drift is the air conditioning.
And the flow of air, which is in a hall like this, there's always going to be some flow of air, but the air conditioning is increasing it, and when the conditions change, you basically have to go in with 3 different game plans or game plan mindsets for maybe even 4 for fast, slow shuttles, drift, no drift.
Yeah.
So that's just the basic. There could be sideways drift as well, and so on. So you don't really know what you're facing, and that's troublesome for the players, especially for the preparing of the match and the game plan that they make.
Oh, look at that backhand.
Over.
That is sensational.
60-40.
Shot.
70-40.
I think the reaction after the rally there from Yeo Jia Min was quite telling. I think she sort of thought, having caught back up to 14-15, I'm really in with a shout now, and now she finds herself 3 points down, and you know, I don't think she's given up on the game at all. I'm not suggesting that, but I think the reaction was telling. Yeah, that's good play, isn't it? And you see, when you're so deceptive overhead, as Ratchanok is, you don't need to be hitting the lines.
No.
Because your opponent can't tell that it's coming down, and that's a good foot inside the line. And it's still an outright winner. Your opponent's left stranded.
Yeah.
That disguise of shot is so important nowadays.
And I guess as a player, you need to take a chance. But the risk is that you look a complete fool, but you got to be able to endure that.
Yeah.
Because then you will get some back. And if you get one back, then you have a better chance of predicting the next one. So just so difficult to do it on court.
Just wide.
I mean,
Service
of
over.
course, it's not decided yet, but at the moment it looks like Ratchanok is going to get into the second round. But it's going to be difficult for Yeo Jia Min and her coach to evaluate this game, because she's actually played a quite nice match with what's possible. Oy.
Yeah, super,
Service
isn't it?
over. 19.
I really wish BWF would make a technical instruction series for girls and female players, and featuring some of the best technical players. I'm not saying it should be Ratchanok.
It should have to be one of them.
She would have to be one of them. Definitely also Taisha Ying could be one of them.
Yeah.
That would be inspirational, I think, for young girls starting out
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
badminton.
So,
20. Match point.
after 42 minutes, Ratchanok Intanon on the verge of victory. 5 match point opportunities.
Game.
Yes, and a lucky net cord to finish. So symmetry in the scoreline, 21-15, 21-15.
Won by Ratchanok
The margin
Intanon.
of the former champions' victory here over Yeo Jia Min. So Ratchanok Intanon, the number 4 seed, safely through to the second round. Yeah, it was a little bit lucky, wasn't it, that final one? So their confirmation, 42 minutes and 21-15, 21-15. So the players take leave of centre stage, and that means that we've completed our 10 matches for today, day 2 of competition. And there'll be plenty of action later in the week, but just to recap on what's happened today, it all started with women's doubles and the 2016 winners, Super Jurakun and Teurat Panachai, came through against the 4-time Oceania champions Mapasa and Somerville in 2 straight games. That was a pretty comfortable scoreline. Then the 18-year-old Anse Young came through against Sonia Chia of Malaysia in 2 straight games. In fact, only one of our matches today went the full distance, and that was the next one, the men's doubles, with Ong and Teo from Malaysia won the match against Arjun and Kapila having saved 3 match points in that deciding game. Came from 18-20 down to eventually win it 24-22 in an absolute thriller. Carolina Marin in the women's singles, the Olympic champion and 3-time former world champion, looked in superb form today, winning 10 and 12. Then it was a mixed doubles, in fact a couple of mixed doubles, because Christiansen and Boyer won against a new Thai pair in just 30 minutes. Then it was Jikel and Delru, the European Games bronze medalists and number 3 on the race to the World Tour finals, beat another new pair in an all-European affair, beat the Danes 21-15, 21-10. Then it was women's singles, Pornpawi Chortuwong of Thailand beating Neslihan Yiğit of Turkey. Very close opening game, 22-20, 21-13 in the second. Then it was men's doubles, and this was a match I was really looking forward to. It was a repeat of the Spain Masters final last year, and the reigning European champions really never found their form in today's match against the number 6 seeds Li Yang and Wang Qilin, who won in just 39 minutes. Then the biggest upset of the day, because the World Championship bronze medalist from 2018, Darren Liu of Malaysia, put out Anders Antonsen, the number 3 seed and the World Championship silver medalist from 2019. That is a colossal upset. And then we had another women's singles to finish, and as we've just witnessed, the 4-time finalist, 2-time winner, Ratchanok Intanon of the Thailand Open, came through against Yeo Jia Min of Singapore. So second round action tomorrow, same time as today, 9 AM local time. That's 0200 GMT. So from all of us here, especially from Steen Pedersen and myself, Jill Clark, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.